So I didn't think I'd need to make a video about this, but apparently somebody threw all common sense out the window and decided to sell a game that they don't own. Uh, I should need to tell you this is illegal, but here we are. For starters, what are these pulse model? Like, first of all, I want to say just how obvious it is that this is not official. If you think this is official, I'm sorry, you've been bamboozled. Like minimum effort. Um, this is First of all, why are these Pulse models? These are Pulse PSP models on a 2097 track. The graphic design is my passion, apparently. This is the worst cover art I've ever seen. The title is just SEO keyword spam, like you'd see on the Play Store. What the fuck is LLS games? And they're selling this shit for $15. And it is so obvious that this is a scam, or at the very least ripping you off. I mean, what is this? Oh my god. It's Legends of the Arcade. God damn. It's so obvious what they did here. All they did was take an open source emulator off of a GitHub repo or something, and then just slap a ROM in there and call it a day. And I mean, guys, don't spend your money on this. Seriously, I saw this posted to Reddit, and first sentence is, "This is strange," but no mention that it's a scam. Which, like, yeah, obviously, it's a miracle this even passed inspection because, I mean, Microsoft should really know better than this. But and then of course, AGRC Eric picks it up and makes a video, and I think he knows better. Uh, like he knows this is fake, and he left a comment, but I don't think he did a very good job clarifying that in the video. Um, and according to him, apparently this was a remake from the ground up. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you that that's almost definitely bogus. I mean, I highly doubt this was remade from the ground up. Just judging by the obvious bootleg, low effort nature of all of this, the obvious ripped assets, the fact the UI does not scale properly, just everything about this does not seem first party quality at all, not even attempting to be. I'm not going to bother wasting money and downloading a copy to prove this to you because I think it's abundantly obvious and I don't want to support this kind of illegal behavior. And also, my computer's running Linux, if you can't tell, so I wouldn't even be able to run it anyway. I'd have to restart my computer and then go through Microsoft's DRM shit. And I don't want to deal with that right now. So, but if it's not abundantly obvious, what LLS Games did was they literally just took an emulator that was open source. I don't know which one, but they took one of them. That presumably whichever one had the most up-to-date UWP port for Xbox, and then just slapped a ROM in there, and that was it. And then, presumably they changed some of the textures around, or, edited the source code to insert, or emulators have support for their own texture packs and stuff. And so, no, like, this is not rebuilt from the ground up. I'm sorry. Anyone who says that is lying to you. And I also saw someone in the comments asking if this was based off of the Forest of Illusion source code leak. No, we don't have the source code to 2097. It was never leaked. That was a source code leak for the original Wipeout, specifically, I think, the MS-DOS port, which the MS-DOS version was terrible. But um, I don't think they had any. I don't think Psygnosis had any version control, so it was basically just the PlayStation version with a bunch of botched edits to make it work on MS-DOS and the Saturn and the Amiga and all that. We never got a 2097 or 3 special edition source code leak. The source code probably exists for them, I mean, considering it took this long to leak to begin with, Sony's probably sitting on it in a GitLab instance somewhere, but we don't know. We might never see it. So this is not based off the Forced Evolution source code leak. Anyone who says that does not know what they're talking about. So why am I even making a video about this? Well, this is highly illegal. If you buy this game, you don't own it. I mean, that should be obvious. It's digital and it's on the Xbox platform, and Microsoft is known for not letting you own shit. But this, in particular, the fact that it even ended up on the Xbox store is just really, really disappointing. Like, Microsoft should know better than this. But um, best case scenario, what happens is Sony files a DMCA takedown. Nothing happens. The game gets taken offline and it stays on your account. And you have a really botched version of Wipeout XL. Worst case scenario, um, what's probably going to happen is Sony's going to file a DMCA takedown. They're going to subpoena whoever LLS Games is. They're probably going to get a subpoena from the United States government. I'm assuming they're American because Wipeout XL was the North American localization for Wipeout 2097, which I mean, even Wipeout fans don't call it that. Not even here in America. No one seriously calls it Wipeout XL unless you grew up with that version or something. So more than likely, this was a cash grab, not by anyone who actually even understands the source material. I mean, you can if it wasn't obvious by the horrendous graphic design on these screenshots, Jesus Christ. But what's probably going to end up happening is Sony's going to have the ass of whoever put this on the Xbox store. They might even demand that Microsoft remove it from your account, in which case you don't own it anymore. And they're of no obligation to give you a refund, by the way. By their terms of service, you don't actually own anything on your Xbox account. And because Microsoft owns the Xbox operating system and the Windows operating system, they can take this away from you anytime they want. They can literally remotely reach in and delete the game off your hard drive if they really wanted to. So no, don't waste $15 on this, dude. You can get a ROM on. You can buy like a physical CD off eBay, which is legal to do, and there are a dime a dozen everywhere. If you don't want to buy it, you can just. I mean, even piracy is better than this. You were far less likely to face any consequences for piracy. Selling a game that you don't have the distribution rights to is highly illegal. The U.S. court does not fuck around with this kind of thing, and it's highly likely whoever published this is probably going to be the target of a civil lawsuit. Keep in mind, this game is licensed music as well, so they're also at the mercy of whatever record company they stole the music from. It's just a bad idea. I mean, it's obvious this was a cash grab with just flying completely in the face of the legal system, and there will be consequences for this. Anyone who, I mean, if you buy it, you're probably going to be fine, but seriously, just don't. I mean, you're getting ripped off. It's really obvious who this is meant to be exploiting. I mean, you look in the comments, and it's pretty clear that, you know, people are actually falling for this. People are seeing videos about this, and they're thinking, wow, I should buy this. No, don't. Don't. First of all, you're supporting someone stealing work. I don't really care, what happens to Sony. I mean, Psygnosis is gone. They're long gone. They've been gone for 12 years. It doesn't really matter. I mean, obviously, everyone just pirates these games anyway because they're not on sale anymore. But I'm not doing this. I'm not making this video, because leave the multi-million-dollar company alone, right? But you're telling the quote-unquote developer who published this that it's okay to steal from people and that they can make a quick buck by doing this. You're telling them this is a valid way to make money. Don't do that. That's not how capitalism's supposed to fucking work. That's just God, dude. And I mean, it's really obvious. A lot of these people don't know any better, right? They don't know how these digital platforms work. And so a lot of people do know better, but they bought it anyway. And I mean, that's your decision. If you really want to waste $15 on an obvious ripoff, then that's fine. And of course, obviously, I'm not making this video to attack Eric from AGRC, but I do think as YouTubers, it is our responsibility to make it abundantly clear to viewers who might not know any better, uh, when this is a bad idea. Obviously, AGRC Eric can do whatever he wants with his money, and that's none of my business. And if he wants to make a YouTube video on it, that's fine, But don't set a bad example for other people. Like just don't. It's if you're gonna make a video advertise like a lot of people see videos and stuff like this about this and see it as an advertisement. Don't. It's not an advertisement. You shouldn't advertise stuff like this. I mean, you shouldn't even. I think it should be abundantly made clear to people who don't know any better that this is not okay. And if the people who buy this obviously aren't going to face very many consequences. They might have waste their money, but the people who publish stuff like this, they're going to end up in a lot of legal trouble, and you shouldn't encourage that behavior by giving them your money. And I think that if Eric does any more videos on stuff like this, he needs to be more careful not to spread false information or make it sound like an advertisement, because there are a lot of people out there who don't know the things that we know, and they see this and they think that this is a worthwhile spending of their money. So what if, let's say, you're not a very technically literate person and you really, really, really wanted to play 2097 on your Xbox? What would you do? Well, if you're on PC, you don't have to go through the Microsoft Store. I know this is going to blow your mind, okay? But there are places other than the Microsoft Store. I know, crazy. Here's DuckStation is probably the most popular PlayStation emulator on PC right now. Literally everyone uses this. RetroArch is also on Steam, so I can go literally into my Steam library. I just install RetroArch, and then it comes with like five other PSX emulators built in. There's like Beetle PSX, which is what I use. Um, you know, if you have a PS3 or a PS Vita, there's emulators for that too. The PSP literally comes with a PlayStation 1 emulator. There's no excuse. You don't need to buy some sketchy shit off the Microsoft Store to play an old PlayStation game on your computer. And there are ports of this stuff for the Xbox. Like, Microsoft, a lot of people don't know this, but Microsoft offers a way to unlock your Xbox and turn it into a developer kit that you can run anything you want on. And if you really, really, really wanted to, you can just set up the emulator yourself and just play it that way on your Xbox. Like, you don't need to go to the store and buy a shitty bootleg copy of the game you want from some random no-name American developer that's just trying to take your money from you. Don't do that. It's just not a. I mean, it's not smart to spend $15 like this. Just don't.